Hello YouTube, hello everybody, I'm Armorek and this is my first YouTube video. My content will be going around the Diablo franchise. Currently, the newest updates, the Diablo 3 Season 28 patch notes and the PTR. And very soon, stay tuned for the Diablo 4 release. It's going to be amazing, I can't wait. Okay guys, so let's start with the PTR update. So the PTR update says that starts on January 31st. Currently is the 1st of February. Sorry. So I'm late. I apologize for that. But anyways, I'll try to catch up. And they also say that the PTR is going to be only 7 days. Only 7 days. So this is not so good, but I'm sure that the Diablo community has very good experienced players, not like me, for example, who is starting for the first time on the PTR right now, just before Diablo 3 ends, because supposedly this is the last season. Anyways, this is the PTR update. The latest seasonal team is called Rites of Sanctuary. So what does it mean? Here is the seasonal team. It's all around this thing here called the Altar of Rites. The Altar of Rites, when you opened it, this is what you see. This is the Altar of Rites tree, as we say it. And those circle things with the letters are called seals. In every seal, you have a power. We'll go over them right now. Yeah, here are they. Only to say that you can start with your altar at level 1, which is very good. And also, you can unlock every seal. So whenever you go, for example, you start from here or A, and after that you can choose B or C. Yeah, for example, you choose C, after that you can choose F and G. But doesn't matter what you choose at the beginning, eventually you will be able to complete the other side and all of the seals, so you can get a reward for that. Cool. Let's see what the seals do. The first seal is good. It increases the duration of your killing streak. When you're killing monsters in a small window of time, and you're upping the numbers. I think the highest number, the highest killing streak can be 400. The highest bonus, I mean, you can go further, you can go higher, but the bonus, the maximum bonus is at 400. And this time around, the duration is doubled, so it will be easier to keep the killing streaks and double the bonus. So this is very good for leveling. We'll have a little bit easier time with this power. The second one is Pool of Reflections. This is good because they're sucking onto one another, and the maximum pools you can get, so you will be rewarded for them, is 10 pools. And the highest percent of bonus experience which they give is 41%. And before that, when you die, you lose everything and you start from scratch with the pools. This season, when you collect 10 and you have unlocked, of course, this power, you have it for the rest of the season, 41 bonus percent, very cool. This one is very good, the item level requirement. This means when you unlock it, you will do this unlock very early in the season. Maybe you will be level 10, 15, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, doesn't matter. you will be able to equip level 70 items, which is very good. You will be leveling very fast for a couple of minutes, hour, maybe something like that. It depends, of course, but it eases the process very much. So some damage bonus, some damage reduction, missile damage reduction, good stuff. The movement speed is very good. You can have a maximum of 20. No, you have 25 from the Paragon tree. You have, I think, 15 or 25 from the items you equip, and this gives you another 25%. So that's great. You'll be moving very fast. Increased damage against elite enemies, very good also. This is interesting. Picking health globes grants a shield, and in my mind, because I play a lot of Necromancer recently, the Necros have a passive that spawns these health globes, and they are using an item, the Reaper's Wrath, I think. The Rat Mage build, the Lot Rat Mage, which is extremely powerful. They're hitting very hard, but are even more squishy. So this is helping them, I think. It can be tested, it will be tested. So let's see, do we have a solo Rat Mage this season? I hope so. Let's see. Melee damage reduction, okay. Damage reduction again. This is elemental skill damage bonus, that's great. You're able to get maximum of 60% of bonuses equipped on your gear, but most of the builds have 40 on the necklace and on the bracers. So this is to squeeze a little bit of more damage, that's great. Again, damage against elite enemies, damage bonus, that's great. Double the amount of DBs, that's cool. And this one stacks with the follower set. So this means if you are trying to farm DBs this season, it will be rewarding, let's say it that way. This is something interesting. Critical hits grants resource, and for every character it depends, it's different. This is something like the Wizards Ethics Arcane Power on Crit. They have something similar. This will help resource thirsty builds. Let's see how this works on the PTR. Double the amount of bounty caches, that's cool because we'll need to do bounties this season. This is not so great, some people maybe don't like this one, but you'll see when we go further on the article that the bounties won't be the biggest problem this season. Anyway, bonus progress orb from the Rift Guardians in the Nephilim and Greater Rifts. Cool. Faster way to end the Rift, to finish it, to clear it. Reduce the damage taken from elites, very great, again, cool stuff. Bonus damage, great. Crowd control immunity, great. Pass ability. People assume that this is similar to the illusory boots, if you know this item. What it does is you can move through enemies and you can't be stuck between a group of enemies who are trying to kill you. Also, you can move through the walls, the lower ethics of the elite enemies. If you're familiar with it, you can go through the walls, which is helpful also. You can be stuck. Pets pick up DBs, that's great. This is very great, and also this one, the pets salvage, the common magic and item and rare items, which they are automatically picking up again. So when you're doing Nephilim Rifts, you won't be stopping for taking items from the ground. That's enough. That was all. we ended this process. Now you're just killing everything, killing the Rift Guardian, getting the keys for the Greater Rifts, and go out next key. Okay. This is some... Oh, this is the additional progress orb. What did I... Oh, so you're picking up automatically the orbs, and you have an additional orb. So this is cool. Increase damage bonus to bosses. Damage done to bosses, sorry. I suppose this is for the Rift Guardians. Dodge chance, increase dodge chance, very great. Again, good option. Defensive, offensive buffs, which you gain passively, so that's cool. Oh, this is cool. When you're purchasing items from Kadala, you have a double the chance to get a legendary one. So an ancient. Oh no, a legendary. So we will be getting much more legendaries, and eventually I think this will conclude in getting more ancient legendaries. But we will see this one. And the last 4 stuff are more different. Not only passive powers, those are the potions. So this means that when you click your potion, and if you have unlocked some of these or all of them, you receive a power for some time. The first one, what it does is spawning circles on the ground, which provides you with different bonuses. For example, one of them is damage bonus. The other one reduces your cooldown, and the third one reduces the resource cost. So this is good, but on the other hand, they are spawning randomly. You don't know which circle is going to spam, but anyway, this will be useful also. And as I understood correctly, there is a 30-second timer on your potion, or if you have a legendary potion, which I think won't be equipping this season. If without the legendary potion we have 30 seconds cooldown, because the legendary potion is 60 seconds cooldown. So if we reduce the cooldown, we won't be using any legendary potions, and every 30 seconds you can trigger one of those effects. The second one is the enemies within 25 yards deal 25% less damage. Again, defensive buff, very, very cool. This means your character is going to be... I can't explain it because in my head, even I can imagine how strong the characters this season are going to be. And the last one, which is probably the most interesting one, is saying that you gain a random shrine or pylon effect. So the shrines, they're not so significant, but we are looking for this one, the pylon effects. The pylons, they're only in the Greater Rifts. Yes, they spawn in the Nephilim Rifts also, but their main use is in the Greater Rifts and in pushing. Especially when you push, you're searching for power, you're searching for conduit, you're searching for a shield. For example, this time around, when you pop up your potion, you have a chance to trigger one of the pylons. And this season people are going to try and do that, and the highest clears on the leaderboards are probably going to be the ones who got consecutive conduits, for example, 2, 3, 4, one after another. This is going to be crazy. I don't know if Blizzard are going to do something about that, because if someone has that kind of luck, they can clear 150 on 15,000 Paragon doing nothing, just going through the rift. I mean, they're going to be circling around and trying not to die while the county is working, but we'll see what is going to happen. The last thing you unlock is interesting because it revolves around primal items. What it says is when a primal item drops, you gain a second primal. So if this is unlocked, you're going to get every time 2 primals in a row. Every time you're getting 2 primals. And why is this important? Because, as we're going to see down, there is let me show you a primordial ashes. Those are new crafting materials. When you salvage a primal item, before they were providing you with 15 forgotten souls, and the forgotten souls you were getting from salvaging legendary items anyway, but not as much as the primals. Now the primals give you primordial ashes, and one salvaged primal item gives you 55 primordial ashes. You need at least 6 primals to unlock the potions, and when you unlock the whole tree, you can get the double primals. And most of the people will have primal items. Anyways, I explained you how the tree works. Those were the powers. So let's see how much will it cost to finish your tree. The resumable parts are okay. The diamond, you get it, and those materials also. When you have your challenge rift back, it's going to be easy. 1 greater rift key, 10 deaths, breath. Okay. Any class specific set helm. This means you need to have a set helm for your character, which you won't be using at the time. I don't think this will stop people early in the tree, I think. But don't forget that the option you get for the level requirement can be second or third choice. So this means when you use the first one, CUA, of course, because this power is CUC. So you can choose it as second option, and you can take it almost immediately. Which means if you have 70 level items, you're crushing the game anyway. It doesn't matter which level you are. You will be crushing the game. So anyways, these costs are not so bad. You will find a helm. Don't worry. When you're starting doing GRs, you will find one. So this is, I spoke about the Forgotten Souls. We acquire them from salvaging legendary items. And these things here are bounty materials. So we will do bounties. We do every season bounties, but they're into the seasonal journey, and you need to do them once for the seasonal journey. After that, we're crafting a little bit of Act 1 bounties. I will tell you about it later. But those are not so high. It's only 1 bag of bounties here. These can be get by killing the Uber bosses. The Uber bosses, they have 1 spawn in each town from Act 1 to Act 4. So not Act 5. There isn't a Uber boss in Act 5. And when you open your world map and go to Act 1, for example, there will be a place on the map around the teleportation seals, let's say it this way. There is a key to the upright. You see a key, and there is another boss. You find it pretty easily, and when you kill one, they drop machines of regret, utteredness, terror, and fright. And these machines can be used in a specific place in New Tristram, Act 1, to open a portal where you are challenged by bosses, but they're not challenging at all. And when you kill them, you're acquiring materials, specific materials. We'll talk about it too, so we'll need to farm this also. Reaper's Wraps, you can get them, the recipe from killing Mateo, the Act 5, the final boss, and craft them on in the blacksmith. Forgotten Souls, very easy. Blood Shards, we'll be crushing the Greater Rifts anyway, so this is easy. Flawless Royal Ruby, okay, we'll get the gems. The gems come eventually. The DBs also, and the Ring of Royal Grandeur, this one is acquired through Act 1 bounties. So we will be doing a lot of bounties this season because it's required here for the sacrifice. Also, almost every build in the game at this point requires a Ring of Royal Grandeur, and of course your follower requires a Ring of Royal Grandeur, so we'll be doing bounties very much this season. At least we have an option to double the caches, so that's cool. The second cost, yes, here are the bounty mats again, but this time not 10 but 30 of each, and some kind of an emerald, doesn't matter. 20 Greater Rift keys and 1 Ramaladni gift. You'll get this easily. I'm playing as a casual at the moment, but even in that way which I participate, every time I'm getting Ramaladni's gifts and getting GR keys, this is no problem. The Blood Shards also, it's fine. Petrified Screams, they drop from GR bosses, from Greater Rift bosses, so it doesn't need to worry you at all. You need this to augment your gear, so we'll talk about it a little bit later. The Challenge Rift Cache, yes, some people maybe are going to try to speedrun and complete the tree for 1 day, for example, or 2 days, and if they want to do it for such a short period of time, they will need to save the bounty cache from the first week of the season, but this nerfs your start. It's going to be harder for you to start without having gold and any materials, anything at all. So this is probably not a good idea, and to wait for 1 week and get the bounty cache next week sounds better for me. The Forgotten Souls, it's fine. Blood Shards again, fine. Well, this is one a little bit questionable, let's say, but you get it eventually. It revolves around the Ubers. You're killing the Ubers, going through the rounds, killing the bosses there, and when you get the materials which they drop, you'll be able, I think there is a recipe. You need to buy the recipes for the Hellfire Ring and Hellfire Amulet from a vendor in Act 2, and you can craft them with these specific materials in the blacksmith. So what you want to do here is probably get at least 5 runs here, maybe if you're lucky less, but this is how I see the things here, because the chance, if I remember correctly, is something around 10 to 1. 10% chance to have, oh no, sorry, to have an ancient Hellfire Amulet, because the Hellfire Amulet itself, you can craft it pretty easily, but the ancient one is a little bit tricky. This is probably the worst thing, one of the 2 worst things which are required from the tree and from the altar. Never-ending questions. This is a page, just a page. Imagine a white item on the ground, which does nothing. And the bad news here are you need to go to a set dungeon and kill the elite enemies there, the yellow bosses, or I think they're with purple letters, but they're yellow themselves. When you see them, they're yellow. So you need to kill those monsters and hope to drop a never-ending questions page, or there are 2 different, maybe more. There were a couple of pages, 2, 3, I don't know, maybe 3. And one of those pages is never-ending questions, so we will need this one, and people at the moment are not getting it. Very, very sad. Let's see if Blizzard makes some changes here. Again, bounty materials. We're going to do a lot of bounties this time around, but happily we have double bounty cash, we have movement speed bonus, we'll be starting our season faster due to the bonuses in the outer, so we'll see how it goes. But the bounties themselves are boring sometime, and an ancient puzzle ring, you'll get this also by playing Greater Rifts. It will drop eventually. It's a little bit tricky again, but it will drop like the Hellfire Amulet. Okay. DBs here and Forgotten Souls, this won't be a problem. If you're down here and made all of those sacrifices, you have this automatically, it's free. The Blood Shards, probably also if you're doing around 110, 120 Greater Rifts, which won't be a problem this season. I think you won't be having problem with Blood Shards. Whispers of Atonement. This is a legendary gem only used for augmentation, and it drops from Echoing Nightmares, which are opened. You can enter an Echoing Nightmare via Petrifying Scream, by using Petrified Screams. So to acquire rank 125, you need to surpass wave 125 to be around 126, 127, because sometimes the game, if you're done at 125, it will drop 124, which you won't be needing. But there are a lot of guides here. When this feature in Diablo 3 dropped, the Echoing Nightmares and the Petrified Screams, people posted a lot of information about it on the internet, so it's going to be easy. Any augmented weapon, you use this Whisper of Atonement to augment a weapon, and the weapon needs to be ancient. This is the other thing which is very unfortunate. The Staff of Herding, I've never crafted. I don't know what it does. I mean, I heard of what it does, but never did it myself. I have found some of the materials while I was playing and farming bounties. I managed to get some of the requirements, and I was like, what is this? What does it do? Anyways, and I drop it on the ground, leave it there. And now, on the last Diablo 3 season, I'm getting familiar with it. So let's see what is going to happen here. Maybe I'll do a separate video how to acquire all the materials needed and how to craft. Well, it's a crafting recipe, where to get the recipe, where to get the materials, what kind of runs you need to do, and so on. And the last thing you need to sacrifice before the Primordial Ashes, which we spoke about, is another Blood Shard sacrifice. It's okay. When you're done with all of the seals and the seal AD, of course, with the primal items, when you unlock this seal, you're getting these beautiful wings, which I cannot open, but anyway, the Diablo wings, they look very cool, as you can see. And this is one of the rewards. I suppose there will be a reward from the seasonal journey on other wings, because I like wings in Diablo 3, and I'll be going for them also. We spoke about the Primordial Ashes. Oh yes, I told you that when you salvage one primal item, you have 55 Primordial Ashes, and it's needed at least 6 to unlock your potions and complete your tree. And after that, here is an interesting thing that they did. Blizzard added 11th recipe in the Kanai's Cube, which provides you with the opportunity to craft a primal item for 1,000 Primordial Ashes. But here is the tricky thing. You can wear only one of those crafted in the Kanai's Cube. So, for example, you don't like your weapon, you have Injom or I don't know, Yanks Recurved, for example, and you hate it. You want it to be an ancient item. You need it to be with different affixes, more powerful, to be able to augment it. You go, you have salvage 2 primal items you don't need, and you can convert your non-ancient weapon to, or whatever, not only weapons, whatever item you like, into a primal item. But again, I am telling you that this feature only allows you to wear one of those crafted via the Knights Cube. And the other primals you find, you can wear as much as you want and as much as you can. Okay, so here are some class changes, items, and skill changes. We have skill changes for the monk, actually, and they're changing all of the generator skills. And the changing is a strong word here, but for example, here they're buffing the damage 10%, 100%, and this is a passive actually, but it revolves around spirit generators. And they're buffing the time from 3 to 10, and the rest also 3, 10 seconds, as you can see. So probably we're expecting to have an interesting Raymond Monk for the end of D3. No, it won't be the end of D3 era, but the last EVA season before D4, for sure. Okay, so we'll see how this works. For sure, the monk's generator skills are going to be to hit harder and to be more strong, and we'll see how they work with the set. There is a buff, I think we'll see it right now. So those are the skill changes. There are no other skill changes for any other classes, only the monk. And the item changes, we have the barbarian here with the Horde of the 9 Savages. This is the frenzy build, and we have double damage. That's cool. They're moving it a little bit higher on the tier list. We have a full rework here for the Demon Hunter. This means that we're going to have a Spike Trap Demon Hunter build. That's nice. Dinotalia's complete rework. Let's see what it does. So here, this is a weapon. It buffs Spike Trap, lures enemies, deal bonus damage, 150 to 200 damage percent, of course. It's nice. And taunt enemies for 10 seconds. Each blast Spike Trap will damage all enemies again for 1 second and deals 150 to 200% increased damage. Again, this is another weapon, the Demon's Demise and Charon Bolter, I guess. And this is the Natalia Slayer. This is the weapon, the crossbow for Natalia's set. But this is not an ancient, I think, ethics. It's a basic ethics, and I don't think anybody will use the Natalia Slayer. We'll be using one of these and Cubic the other, something like that. The damage increase is not significant at all. Here are the set reworks. So previously, it was reducing the cooldown of Rain of Vengeance by 4 seconds when you hit with a hatred generating attack or hatred spending attack. Now, hitting an enemy summons a Spike Trap if it's on your action bar. So we need to pick this up as a skill, which Spike Trap we're going to use, which rune. And each Spike Trap detonation restores 1 discipline. This is nice. This is cool. The 4-piece laying Spike Trap grants 60% damage reduction, and as we said here, 1 hit summons a Spike Trap. And 1 Spike Trap grants 60% damage reduction, and they have some kind of duration here. We'll see how this goes around with the damage reduction, but I suppose the build is going to be a little bit tanky. You know, it's not a barbarian, for example, but the DH is squishier sometimes. Anyways, it can attack from range, and I saw people playing it with strafe. Other option is probably with multi-shot. You need only to poke enemies with your skill, and the spike trap is doing everything else. Yeah, and the 6 piece, the damage bonus, 10,000% increased damage, great. And each consecutive blast from the detonation chain reaction will deal 10% more damage. So it stacks, that's nice. And yeah, we've heard that some of the Natalia's, no, not Natalia's, the Shadow set, they were helping Natalia's and people were using it, but now I see that Blizzard have made something about that. Cool. This is bracers again. They're giving a damage bonus for spike traps and bonus rune. That's cool. And a little bonus here on Hallowed Essence EU set back in business. As you can see here, the damage bonus is very good. I can say maybe 5 times better. We will see where UE goes in the tier list. Some monk changes here. Patterns of Justice, again, damage bonus. And Raymond Monk, actually they're not buffing the damage of the set, they buffed the skills of the monk, which are used here in this build. And the dashing strike now requires only 25 spirit. Okay, the necro changes. Masquerade of the Burning Carnival is back, baby. It's back. And Bone Spear now deals 9,000% damage increase. Previously, when the set launched, when they made it for the first season, it was 10,000%. Now it's 9,000, but we have a triple that bonus for the simulacrums. And if I remember correctly, there is a item. Was it the amulet, the haunted visions? I guess no. The bracers, I think they also give a triple bonus damage for the, but there the damage is 90% or 100%, something like that, for the Bone Spear, and triple that bonus for the simulacrums. So we'll see how this works, but definitely it's back, baby. It's back. And some wizard changes. One thing that yeah, that's Typhon Hydra, again, double damage like the Frenzy for the Barbarian. We'll be trying the Hydra. It may be good, but no other changes further, which means the Witch Doctor and the Crusader have no luck, no love from Blizzard for them. I don't know, the last season was something similar where the Crusader and the Witch Doctor were skipped somehow. Their powers weren't so significant, weren't that interesting. There were people trying to make the whole idea of the powers for the Witch Doctor to be changed to make a different build or something like that, so the character can be playable. But anyways, this season is same story. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's probably all. I expect to be a great season. When we'll be starting, I don't know, if the PTR starts here, it will end something like 6th or 7th next week. And it started yesterday and will end probably on the 6th. And maybe the season will launch on 16th, I don't know. We will see. On the 5th expires the holiday event with the holiday gifts and the hunt, so probably the season will end somewhere here and the next season will start next week or something like that. Or maybe they're trying to push it, and oh, here it's Friday, so maybe they're trying to push it and we'll be starting on the 10th or on the 17th, something like that, I guess. And that's all, guys. Thanks for being here. This first video is very long, but to make a review like that takes time, so I'll be on the PTR tomorrow night I'm starting my first stream, 6 p.m. EST. Let me say it how was exactly to you. So there is no, sorry guys. Eastern European Standard Time. So 6 p.m. I'll be there. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch, TikTok, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just starting, guys. We're going through season 28 together. We're going to play D4 when it launches. It's going to be great. So come by the stream, say hi, and let's vanquish some demons. Thank you, guys.